Board of Education. When you come in the door, there's some agendas there, and if there's anything that you would like to address the board that is on the agenda, we ask that you fill out the information on the back and turn it in to Ms. Wilson so that we can give you the opportunity to speak. Next on our agenda is the reading of our vision statement. Ms. Cobb?
Yes. Madison County Schools, in partnership with the community, strive to equip educators and students with the skills to lead by example, develop and speak with a unique voice, and explore their academic curiosity to make a positive impact on our community and world.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is our showcase. And tonight we have Clark Moore's middle school band.
Yes, I left the folder with my introduction piece upstairs, so I apologize for that. But I've read over it, I know what it says. So our showcase for tonight, Clark Moore's Middle School, as Ms. Brock said. Members of Clark Moore's Middle School 8th grade band will play small ensembles tonight. We will enjoy 2 selections played by 2 groups, and they're led by director Audrey Worrell. The first selection is Calypso Morning, and it's being performed tonight by Cindy Walton, Julie Dennis, James King II, Isaiah Evans, Ian Edwards, and Elijah Campbell. The second selection is Hunter's Chorus, and it's being performed tonight by Zach Tibbetts, Brooklyn Sowers, Mackenzie Hawley, Natalie Burns, and Houston Friend. Clark Morris, you're on.
job. Good job, guys.
Outstanding.
Good job.
Thank you all very much. Did anybody need to speak for the agenda? Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and move on. Next is our consent agenda. These are items that the board sees regularly and we're very familiar with. Items to be approved tonight on the consent agenda are the minutes of the September 28th meeting, the claims, the record of superintendent's personnel actions, the leave of absence, technology surplus, the following out-of-state field trips: the Madison Southern High School FFA trip to Indianapolis, Indiana on November 3rd, 2023, the Clark Morris Middle School 7th grade trip to Chicago, Illinois on November 4th through the 5th of 2023, the Clark Morris Middle School 7th and 8th grade band trip to Atlanta, Georgia on April 26th through the 28th, 2024, 4 shortened school day applications, the 2023-2024 substitute teacher salary schedule amendments, and the acknowledgement of the review of procedures 05.31 AP.21. Are there any questions from the board about anything that needs to be discussed or pulled out? If not, if I can get a motion then to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Cobb. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Coyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have our monthly reports, number 6 on our agenda. And first is our instruction report. Tonight we have Madison Central's Gear Up team talking to us about instruction.
Right back there. Yep, there you go.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Daniel Park. I'm part of the Madison Central Gear Up staff. Also here today with us is Miss Christy Carlisle and also Miss Vanessa Ballou. And we also have some of our Gear Up leadership team that are going to talk to you today and talk about what they've done and what they've been doing.
We have, some of our staff are actually at the high school tonight. We have Miss Jennifer Ramsey, Miss Carrie Johns, and also Miss Candy Stamper. So some of the things that we offer with Gear Up, we have tutoring that's available every day to our students. We do that during studio, as well as if they come in during a class that they need a little extra help. We do ACT prep. We do mentoring, which can consist of helping them with finding something that they need. If they have a question about something, we help them get to the bottom, see who they need to talk to. We do counseling and advising. We help a lot of the students with their college application assistance if they have questions on filling out the application, what that entails. And we also do financial literacy with all of our cohort, which is every junior and senior at Madison Central.
Along with that, we have the college visits. So with the college visits, we try to take them on college visits that are geared to the different colleges or institutions that the students are interested in. Of course, right now, we're definitely real busy. We got a group of seniors, so we are definitely busy right now. Along with that, I do want to mention, too, we also will have on Tuesday, which will be October the 24th, which will be called it's called College App or College Application, where the colleges will actually be there on campus and the students can actually apply for some of the colleges that they're interested in. Career visits. So along with that, we understand that every student is not interested in attending college. So we take them on different different career visits that they may be interested in, and we know that they can make a good career out of. STEM activities and opportunities. And this is also with the STEM activities, we have different things to encourage. And one of the things we try to do right now is trying to encourage the young ladies that STEM is just not for males, it's also for females. So we also have usually 2 days out of the spring where we're able to go to EKU and we're able to take the young ladies and introduce them to the different careers in STEM, and also they're allowed to meet and talk with different females that are in those STEM careers. Leadership development. With the leadership development, we have several opportunities. Every year, we like to take the students out so that they can get some leadership skills, far as being able to go to guys outreach. We take them for a couple of hours, and they're packed boxes, and then they're able to even load cars for people in the community who are in need of food. Senior boot camp. Senior boot camp consists of anything senior. So we had the whole half of central rooms set up so that any senior can go in and out. We had one room set up so a senior could go in and set up their parchment. Parchment is an account that you use when you want to upload your transcript. We had another room where you learn about scholarships. We had another room you learn about ACT. So with this boot camp, they were in and out, able to get more understanding and find out everything that they needed to know for their senior year. Graduation requirement information that goes along with that. So our seniors should be very equipped. Anything they need, we're hands-on, along with the guidance counselors, the senior advisor. Now they have 6 more adults for 2 years, this senior year coming up, and then next year, the junior year, which when they be seniors again, they have extra 6 more hands on to help them out.
We do a lot of college visits. We went to UK, the Cumberlands. So we went to EKU a lot. I think it helps out with just, one, it's fun, and it kind of introduces us to how college is and makes things a little bit less scary. So, but it is a lot of fun, and we get a lot of different opportunities. So, yeah, that's with the college visits.
We do a lot of trips that involve STEM, so we get to experience the different STEM careers. Like last week, we went to Taylor Fork, and we did water testing and leaf identification, which was actually really interesting. And we've done field trips where we go to labs and do different lab work. And like Ms. Blue said, they are trying to get a lot of women into STEM, and those field trips are really helpful in that.
So my name is Ray Hoskins. We're all Gear Up students, but Gear Up affords us a lot of leadership and team building opportunities, not just activities at school, but also field trips. One of my favorite ones, we got 3 pictures up there of it, was the challenge course at EKU. We all got to go up, a bunch of students, and go across this 40-foot gap that was higher than I ever want to be again in my life. But it was really cool getting to work with my classmates on just trying to figure out how to get across and how to get each other across, and just working together.
My name's Kiavia Terry. Yeah, this is a really good opportunity, not just for like developing leadership skills, but it's also good for personal growth.
So I'm Laura Simmons, and with Gear Up we do a lot of career exploration. So we get to go to these colleges, and they have a lot of things that we get to do hands-on. Like we went to the aviation airport. I think I didn't get to go on that one, unfortunately, but a lot of my friends did, and they had a lot of fun, and they got to learn how to fly an airplane, and that's really cool. And I like about Gear Up is that it lets you explore different fields. Like, it's not just college, and you get to really learn about who you are as a person, what you want to go into, which is cool.
Well, I will say, and I know Samantha, she and I both have daughters that are seniors in this program, and these guys have done just a fabulous job. They are introducing these kids to what opportunities are available. They're going above and beyond to try to introduce them to different colleges, different career paths. the help that you guys have been giving here lately for these seniors with their college applications. It's just, they've just really done a really good job of holding the hands of these kids. So I thank you as a parent. And I'll put a plug in, you were talking about the boot camp. For you senior parents, I know that they're not the greatest at communicating with us, but they put together I don't even know what you call it, Ms. Blue. It was the piece of paper that had the calendar on it, told them everything that's coming up in the coming months, when deadlines were, and there was a Google Classroom on there for Mrs. Ford for scholarship opportunities. So parents, if you didn't see that, you need to try to find that paper or email Gear Up or something, because Ms. Ford is constantly putting scholarship opportunities on that Google Classroom. And every little bit helps. So I just thank you all as a parent. You've just really done a great job.
My kids were the beneficiaries of Gear Up a few years ago, and
Yeah.
it's an amazing program. One of the things that I was so appreciative of was that you provide tutoring, and it's tutoring across the board. It's tutoring for AP classes. It's tutoring for all classes, and people don't realize that all kids need that little bit of extra. Do y'all still utilize Torch Prep for ACT, or you kind of?
We haven't as much.
Yeah.
We have some of our.
But the ACT prep is phenomenal.
And they
It
just
is
took
really-
that this week.
Yeah, it's
They just
fantastic.
had that
So
this week, so.
we really appreciate the job you do. It's a
Yeah.
great,
And
great
we will
program.
also be helping with the FAFSA. That's the big thing I didn't mention, but that's the big thing that really concerns parents. So I do want to mention that out loud. We will be helping with the FAFSA. We will be right there to see you through it, because it has been changed, the wording has been changed, it's a whole 9 yards. So we'll be in train right now, going through different training. So we'll be there to help parents out.
And they have moved that date, is that correct, Ms.
Yes,
Ms.
they
Blue?
have.
It used to be
Yes.
October 1st, and now it's like December or something?
Yes.
So parents like me who were freaking out, no freak out just yet?
No, we'll have a FAFSA night, and also we'll have time for FAFSA ID. Because now, it used to be you could do your FAFSA ID and the FAFSA all in one day, but now you cannot do that. You gotta do FAFSA ID one day, and then wait a couple of days, and then come back and do the FAFSA. So we'll be there to help you all out.
There's probably a lot of first-time parents like me that don't have a clue how to do it, so that will be very, very helpful.
Well, thank you all. We
Yeah.
really
It
appreciate it.
changes. Yeah.
We appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you
and the
very
job
much
y'all
for
are
all you
doing.
do.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you all.
Next is item 6B, and it's our construction report. And first, we have Mr. Jonathan Smith with Branscombe, who's going to be talking and updating us on our new Madison Middle School project. And if y'all have not had the opportunity to drive by, you should drive by. It's pretty incredible.
Good evening.
Did I skip something?
Just want to give you all kind of a quick update. Like she said, if you've not been by, go by out there and take a look at what's being done. Just want to update you on a few things of what's going on, what's coming up. We've had still really good weather. We've been taking advantage of that. We're actually ahead in several of the areas of where the project schedule is right now. That first area you see there is Area C. That was where we were prepping for slab, and part of that's already been poured. When I take the pictures and try to get them to Tammy, they're doing the work faster than I can get photos and get them to her on time. So this portion of the slab was actually poured Tuesday, so part of that Area C, about 50% of it's already poured. This shows what is called Area E. That's the storm shelter area. That slab's already been poured. You can see blocks already coming up on the walls of that. A ton of concrete and steel in that storm shelter area. So that's that storm shelter area of the school where if there is a storm they can go to. So that's coming along really well. This just shows coming from the back of the building. That's at the back of the storm shelter as you're going over the hill towards the baseball, softball fields. I'll show you a little bit more of that. You can see the edge of the parking lot there by Area E also. This shows the soccer field. We've already started stockpiling topsoil and some of that. All the fields are just subgrade now. You can kind of see how we've talked about before, those fields are terraced down, and all of those, softball, football, baseball, all of those fields are subgrade, and we're actually starting to stockpile topsoil on all of them in preparation for getting final grade for those. This is the area, you can see all those fields, as you see there, you see the big mounds of topsoil there and all of those field areas. As big as, we've said this a lot when we have progress meetings, as big as this site is, we don't have a lot of room because you're all utilizing every square inch of it. So having to move a lot of material around, subs have been good, getting coordinated and getting stuff moved around as needed. This shows the gym walls coming up. If you've been out through there and you've seen the block going up, that's the gym walls. A lot of that masonry's been going up the last several weeks. They're getting really far along on those. We actually have our first delivery of bar jar steel for that area of A will be November 1st. So a lot of that steel is going to start coming in the 1st of November, and just a few weeks after that, we're going to start setting steel on the gym. This is that area E area C as I was talking about right before they prepped up Monday. This is right before they poured on Tuesday, that final prep work. You can see the wire mesh and vapor barrier around that exterior. That slab was poured Tuesday morning. This shows the stage behind the gym there in the gym area. That stage portion has already been poured. We've poured part of that area A where the gym is and the stage itself. This is the area behind the stage. A lot of that concrete's been poured. We're bringing those areas along as masonary's going up, keeping up with those block layers. So work's been good in all the areas, and as you can see, door frames are already getting set and coming right along as block is going up. This is the area there off the back of the gym. That's PE storage, restrooms, concession stand. There's still a wall that goes in there, but that central corridor there, all of that slab's been poured. You can see the plumbing pipes sticking up. All that plumbing's being roughed in, electrical's being roughed in as we go right along. Will you get that? This was done just 2.5 weeks ago, and this will kind of show you how much the site's changed just in 2.5, 3 weeks of when we took drone footage of this. Just a lot of the footings are in, but in that span, you can see the difference in the gym walls of what's been laid. You see there's only a few areas where slab is poured, but now we have several areas of where slab is poured. So we've been usually averaging, there's about 50 to 60 people on site every day. So it's been a really active job site. You can see there, that's the fields as they're getting those to subgrade. Like I said, in the last 2.5 weeks, they've got everything to subgrade and actually already started stockpiling topsoil on those areas. So this just kind of gives you an overall bird's eye view of what's going on site. Of course, a lot of that's where they're taking a lot of that topsoil and been distributing it. And you can see there, a lot more of that gym wall has been laid in the last several weeks. So progress has been good. We're taking advantage of the good weather we've been having. And Sub's been doing a really good job. Like I say, if you've not been out, go out there and see Chris, our superintendent, and he'll take you around and show you the progress.
Sounds great.
Any
Any
questions?
big issues?
None at this time. We had a progress meeting this week and
Knock on wood.
working through the normal things of construction, but everything is going good right now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. We also have Travis Curry with Trace Creek Construction to talk about the Phillips Building renovation.
Well, good evening.
Good
I must say I was pleasantly surprised when I got here to see my niece here tonight. So it looks like you got a room full of future educators potentially here. So with that said, you've probably drove by the Phillips Building. There's a bunch of ugly sticking up, so I don't have any pictures to show you. But I promise you in the future, there will be something to show you there. So Tony has a few shots in his report that he will show you. Again, nothing but a bunch of ugly sticking up. The CTC building, we are going to have our pre-construction meeting next Thursday, and we are going to mobilize on October 30th and get started with the phase 2 of that. We currently are doing some minor demolition work for the phase 1 of CTC, which was the HVAC package that we bid out early for the ESSER funds. So we're demoing some of the existing duct work, but that's going to kick off on October 30th, and we will start seeing some progress there. So, any questions?
They did a great job of cleaning up the Phillips Building,
Yeah, it's,
where all that They did a really good job of,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
clean it up.
exposed a lot of ugly,
yeah.
so.
They
Anyway,
did a great job of cleaning it up, though, because it
well,
was
thank
messy.
you. If you got any questions, feel free to contact me or let me know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Oh.
Next, we have Tony Thomas. Clock Fountainer.
Well, good evening, everyone. I get to repeat a few of the things that you just heard and saw, but so I'll move through some of that. Like Travis said, the Phillips building, here's a drone shot from a flyby. I've got some more current pictures than that one even, but you can see all the metal and roofing stripped off of there. That's a picture right over the front entry. You can see in the back there. This, of course, is going towards the back, and you see Madison Central in the distance there. Just another shot. You get down on the ground. Of course, it was wet that day. This is a little bit more progress. Again, you can just see a lot of the roofing and metals and walls stripped off of there. It looks even better now. The owners come in and really plastered up where the offices are remaining, so they want to stay dry in there, and it's a good thing because it's poured several times since then, and it's been a mess, but they're keeping the water out of there and doing a good job. I'm talking about Madison County. So here's just a few more pictures of just the steel that's been exposed, and that's where the boiler and storage building were, and that's the tech center. You can see through to the football parking lot now. Well, that's what I call it, the band parking lot, that area back there. So that's really it for the Phillips building. Any questions on Phillips? As Jonathan just said, there's been a lot of progress, of course, at the Madison Middle School. I've got some similar drone shots that he had. So you can see some concrete trucks going. There's where they freshly poured some slab in the concessions area. And of course, that's the gym. There's from the back side of the gym where you can look through the opening of the stage, and the stage concrete is poured. And this just gets up high enough to, you can kind of see the floor plan developing there, similar to what he showed in his, and that's even higher up, looking straight down on it. There's the piles of topsoil going back towards the west where the athletic fields are. And that's going all the way to the west and looking back east towards Goggins Lane. So you can see just an incredible amount of stuff has been done. And that was just, I put some names on there. You can kind of see what's going on. The gym, cafeteria and kitchen behind it, entries down there, entering offices at the lower end, storm shelter at the back, classroom wings to the left and to the bottom, computer and media center right there in the middle. And I've got some renderings for you a little later to kind of show you what it looked like. And these are just a day or two ago. You can see, as Jonathan said, there's even more going on. So those ladder scaffolds are probably even higher today. And on the back 40, putting in a retaining wall, and it's a nice looking one for the neighbors. So to hold some earth, lots of plumbing, lots of utilities going in, fresh slabs being poured. They're doing a good job on the slabs, and here's a guy even testing it. I'm assuming that's not me. Here's Mount Vesuvius, by the way, so they've got a lot of topsoil out there. And a lot of earth and rock going away as well, so they're doing a good job keeping up with it, and like Jonathan said, there's been a lot of good weather lately, so despite those few hard rains that we had. So, colors. Any questions on the construction before I talk a little bit about the colors? Of course, several weeks ago, Dr. Gilliam and Mr. Clark and Mrs. Gallion and several of us got together, and I don't want to call it a committee, but several people got together, and our interior design, Joey Clark, who's worked on several Madison County projects, got together and discussed what direction to go. We went through several ideas, got back together again at our office and talked through those colors. And of course, there were some ideas. We responded to those, came up with color board and 2 rendering boards. Of course, those have been upstairs in the office for 3 weeks for people to come by and give their opinions on. And we do have a couple of things that I'll discuss as we walk through the pictures. But here's just a closer shot of the color board. And there you can see, as you look at the color board, and if you looked at it close, these things are obvious to you. Because you can actually read the letters on them, but the lower left is the gym and the bleachers. Just left of that is a lot of the casework that's throughout the building. Just left of that is the rubber tile that's going in different classrooms. Just left of that is the purple lockers. That's one of the items that's been discussed. So again, this is a culmination of a lot of thoughts. It doesn't mean that we have to go that way, or we can stay that way. Some of the areas have vinyl tile, larger areas like cafeteria. Just above that is accent colors. You can see the wood doors above that, and then the lobby above that, there's some brick, and there's some ceramic tile that would go with that. So you don't see the terrazzo because we really want to get these colors first before we tell the terrazzo manufacturer to give us samples of mixed colors, because if we didn't go this direction, he would be doing a lot of work for nothing. But these are the brick from the outside. If you remember, we talked about the brick, and I'll bring you some, we'll talk about exterior next month. So some of these brick go to the inside, of course. So there's some ceramic base below the brick, and there's some like seats, nice seats in the lobby area, and then all the wood doors. So that's what those are. These are accent tiles. This is the media center. So I wanted to kind of point that out. So this is the lobby area. This are some of the vanities in the bathrooms. This is the kitchen serving area, and this is a lot of the accent colors. So I don't know who all's had a chance and how long they've had a chance to look at it and provide comments, but a lot's gone under this, so we can welcome any comments that you would have. I have all those renderings, so you can see them a little better blown up here. The first picture on the left, of course, is you open up the door, and there's the terrazzo, the panther, and the letters and the floor are built into the terrazzo. So that's what you see when you look in the door. If you walk down the end of the lobby a little bit and turn around, that's what you'll see from the entry area. You walk into the lobby a little bit, the media center would be on your left, the gym on your right, so that's what you would see. Again, these are all the colors that are reflective of what's on the board there. One of the comments I'll make here is that there was a little bit of discussion maybe about is the yellow or the gold a little too bright even in a small accent. Well, if we want to get rid of it, we can certainly get rid of it. We can just turn it into a lighter color or a gray. Here you go into the gymnasium. There's the bleachers. That is on the color board as well. Of course, the upper left picture, you're standing high up on the bleachers looking at towards the floor and the stage, and you're just opposite of that in the lower right. Here's the cafeteria. The serving area is the lower left, and obviously the cafeteria in the upper right. This is a commons area like you would see in Cottle, and Ferristown, kind of the wider spot back in the classroom wing. This is the other area where we got a comment, maybe too much purple in the lockers. The sound absorption panels are above the lockers on one side, so we really left it out as an option right now. There's a gray on the right and purple on the left, and I'm talking about the area above the lockers. A suggestion was made, maybe we just go with gray lockers and put the purple in the absorption panels above. And this is a science room. A lot of the classrooms have an accent wall colors, but it's just one of the walls. And here, of course, is the media center, almost a college level kind of media center, so that it's going to be a really nice media center. But a lot of the colors that are in the center of the board are reflected in what you see up there, the light woods, the different shades of the shelving and the countertops. But I think it's turned out it's really fantastic. And this is going towards the circulation desk and looking back towards the lobby, and you'll be able to see through the lobby windows, to the windows into the lobby. So comments on...
What kind of feedback did you get from Ms. Gallion and some of the folks maybe from Madison Middle in terms of...
Well, of course, Mrs. Gallion, of course, we talked to her a couple of times, and I'm sorry, Mr.
One of our teachers.
One of our
teacher leaders came to that meeting.
And of course, Mr. Clark, and we sat down with our interior designer, Joey, and we all got together and worked through all those samples you see right there. So the feedback that we've got from them is go that direction.
Okay.
Now, with that said, of course, the board has the final say. And I don't know, it could, now I say go that direction, that was the general feeling of all of those colors. Now, Mrs. Gallion may have seen the board since they've been upstairs. I'm not sure who all really made comments about maybe the gold a little too bright and the purple a little too much. But really, ultimately, if you all feel that way, is the most important.
In our other middle schools, because I can't remember, in the gym, are the bleachers a neutral color, or are they like red at Clarkmore, green at Fairstown?
Caudle's red and Fairstown is.
Okay, they're the
Are
school
they-
colors.
I'm trying to remember Fairstown green.
I'm
No,
not
they're-
thinking
they're
of
the
I think they're dark green. They're either dark green or black. I'm
Yeah,
going dark green.
yeah, well, that's what I was trying to remember, is did they just go black? Because they have, those Philadelphia Eagles colors are hard to match.
Yeah.
So there may have not been.
So they're school colors, basically.
Yes, yes.
The hallway with the lockers, that is a lot of
Yeah,
purple.
that
If
is.
they want the purple lockers, I mean, I think that's fine if they want them for school colors, but
Mm-hmm.
I would probably do the soundboard above it as gray, so it's just
I
not
agree.
so much purple.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean-
And that was one of the options, is the gray that you see there on the right would just be duplicated on the left.
Totally defer to them on that. I will
Okay.
say, that glass purple tile, and purple's not my favorite color.
Okay.
But that glass tile in the cafeteria is beautiful. I love that. I think it's very sharp. The small tile, the sample's up there. That's down along the serving line.
Yep, that's
That
it.
tile is beautiful.
How about that?
I really like how that looks. The yellow's a little bright coming in, but,
I love purple, so
So
I'm good. I'm good. But of course, my kids went there, so I'm a little partial.
Yeah,
Love
I
the
like it
purple.
too. One of the things we talked about was maybe an area somewhere to honor the old Madison Middle. We've got
The
some-
Madison High Purples, or
They have probably
Like-
a trophy case or something.
Trophy case is what we had talked about.
Yes.
Yeah, and
That's in the lobby,
And
right?
Collins
Yes.
stuff, that's all been in the lobby.
That's in the lobby, okay.
Just
Just
wanted to
make sure.
And you can see in that very first upper left picture, as you're looking down through there, there's a display trophy case
So
on
that's
the
what we're talking
left.
about. Okay, good.
there's three
Yeah,
windows.
that's right. That's
The
right.
lobbies, the library, it's stunning. I mean, it does,
really
it
good.
looks like a college. It does not look like a middle, I
How
mean,
about
it's
that?
beautiful.
With the fireplace.
It's just striking. It's so beautiful. I think it's going to be fantastic. Yeah,
There's the fireplace.
That is beautiful with those lights out in the lobby.
Yeah,
That looks fantastic.
well, good, good.
Yeah, I think it looks
So,
really good.
I'm sorry.
I do think the yellow is a little bright.
Yeah, it's-
Did you
And
say
it's
the
small
yellow
houses,
is?
too,
The yellows, okay.
so-
Yeah.
The yellow is basically in the lobby area, right? And
Yeah,
when you
it's that
walk in
That
on
was
the,
outside the gym.
yeah, I know, yes, yeah.
And then a little bit
It's-
in the cafeteria,
Yeah.
in the serving line,
I think that
up
looks-
above the
that looks
serving area
really
there, in the soffit.
That's really, really sharp.
And then, yeah, there's just,
It's that yellow
it's
thing
small.
That one right there.
right there that I do not like.
It gets you, but it's not a lot.
It looks like it's
Yeah.
been painted.
It just looks like it was an afterthought.
Yeah, just stick it
I would
in
just
there.
continue that with purple.
Oh,
yeah, we can say,
I'm coming off purple. I don't know, it just,
I
I don't know, it just looks,
have some gold in there, whether it's that or a different gold, I think. Because they're purple and gold.
yeah, and
That's the,
why.
there's only a little bit of gold in the whole school.
Let's see, it's that actual color right there.
Yeah.
So it really,
Which I'm not saying it's not still bright, you know.
but it's not as bright as it looks on
It's not
there.
as bright as you see in there. And that terrazzo, see, you don't even see that up there. We can gray that up. You know, it doesn't have to be, that bright. And from a distance, it's almost making this come off as yellow also. But that's this color right here.
it may just be the picture quality too. It just looks, looks out of place to
I think
me.
you did a good job.
I think it's, but it looks really sharp.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's fine, it's
The whole
small
thing
mouse.
looks really, really good,
Okay.
really sharp.
We'll try to tone that gold down a little bit.
Everything else is
Turn down the
Yeah,
fluorescent.
it looks really good.
And then gray above the if
Yes.
Mrs. Gallion's okay with the purple lockers, put gray above them. Or go gray lockers, you okay either way?
Purple at the
Okay,
top, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either one.
Whatever they're comfortable with.
They're the ones
So
that do
that-
every day.
Yeah.
Is the colors. We're going to release a lot of shop drawings now that have all that color information in it, so.
Well, Mr. Thomas, I'm very appreciative that you put the names, the graphics on, even, the new Madison Middle with the above shot, because I was like, what? It really helped define every area, so I'm appreciative of
Well,
that.
you're very welcome. I know it looks a little vague,
Well, yeah, without the
So,
graphics.
put some text on there helps. Next month, we'll talk more about some bricks and roof colors, so I'll bring that to next month's board meeting. That's for the exterior. So, Phase 2, as Travis mentioned, demolition has begun on the former Kentucky Tech renovation. Phillips Building Phase 2 bid today. We're still deciphering through some of the bids. I'm sure Dr. Gillen will talk to you about some of those bid packages. Madison Kindergarten Academy renovation project. I know I'm taking some time here, so I'll try to go through this quickly, but of course, you had a BG1 approved by the Kentucky Department of Education to move forward with this scope of work, which is mostly an HVAC renovation that has turned into, of course, doing some other things while we're doing that HVAC. Of course, got to knock the ceilings and lighting out of the way to continue forward with that. So that's just a general plan of the whole building with the entry kind of towards the bottom there. But if we talk about the scope a little bit, want everybody just, to be clarified that there's a lot of things not being done, but there's a lot of things more than just HVAC as well. Replace the ceilings, new lighting, and this is throughout. Replace partial roof, which is about half of it. Hardware replacement on the doors, and of course we'll paint the doors. Exterior door total replacement, partial painting throughout the building, which is mostly painting. And an alternate bid for solar panels on the roof. And in this case, it's where we had a discussion with our engineers about being able to potentially recoup some money. And I don't know all the specifics on that, and I've talked to Dr. Gillen about it as well, but that's why we're taking an alternate bid for that, because it may not just be the board paying for it completely. There may be a way that you pay for it, save energy in the long run, but also recoup some money on the other side. But that'll be a number that you'll be able to see and make that decision at a future date. And then some partial plumbing. That was not on, if you received a graphic of this with that scope on there, the partial plumbing was a list I just got not too long ago, so that's been added to it as well. So this is a little bit closer on the, you can see the entry to orient yourself, the entry in the bus lane. The things that are clouded in red are actually alterations to the building. So there's not a lot of alterations to the building, except these areas. If we zoom in, you can see the entry in the bus lane. That vestibule, I'm going to even go ahead and zoom in. If you see where that dash red line is, that's where the current wall is. So it's a pretty tight little vestibule if you're familiar with walking into Mayfield. And they really would like to have a more elbow room in that vestibule and let more people get in the door. The problem with that was that if you came into there, you could walk right into the gym, which is, the cafeteria. And that's the doors that the students use to go to the cafeteria as well. So we couldn't just make it bigger. So what we're doing is, and I'm just going to walk up here. It's easier. Now, if you came in and walked in what's the cafeteria, you look back, there's a stage right now. We're going to take the stage floor out and take it down to level, because there are stages in the gym now, or they have lights at the other end. They're not even really used. It's a workroom right now. So we're going to steal this area for a larger vestibule, lock those doors, make them access control only, so nobody can just, even if they get buzzed in, they can get in here. Add another window here so they can deal with two people coming in the door. Your locked position would be right here, so only a buzzer will let you in those doors. We're going to add some doors in this walls. This will, on this side of the security vestibule, the children will be able to walk through here, in and out, to get to the cafeteria. These doors will just be held open all the time unless somebody wants to lock them for some reason. But then now you'll have a workroom down at this level. You don't have to walk up a set of steps once you get in there. That just made that easier to explain. So the other thing is that at the, if you go into the offices and turn left all the way down at the other end where the classrooms are, we're going to take one of those classrooms and turn them into a new set of restrooms. And that was a fuzzy picture, so I did a nicer graphic here. So it's just a nice set of restrooms, basically, but better than they have now, and those kids at that end of the building don't have to walk so far down. And then the other end of the building's pretty much just staying like it is. This is the area that'll be re-roofed and have the solar panels on it, the more most of the 96 addition area. And I just put the scope back up there again so that everybody's clear on what's intended to be included in this contract. So tonight, your agenda item later is to approve schematic. The schematic is not much because most of your building already exists, but I did want to take the opportunity to also explain the scope because next month, we're bringing you design development and final plans at the same time. Now, it'll just be a development of what you've seen tonight, which is mostly just the details, but we're going to try to bid this before the year ends.
So, quick question
Yes,
about that
yeah.
drawing. Can you scoot back to the new vestibule? There. So that new corridor, are there outside doors there where that, there's the vestibule and then the little walkway? Is that another set of doors there?
Goes into the cafeteria.
Right here.
Yeah, well,
No, this
next
is-
to
this is the
that,
two
even
doors.
next to that. Like, right, now go down, on down. Now, upright. Like right where that arrow
Where your
is.
red arrow is.
Oh, those are
Yeah.
outdoors there. That's
There.
just open.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, this will just be an opening. That is, I would get rid of that, but that is the jam wall that structures the beam that's, where the stage opening is.
Okay.
So if I knock that wall away, it's a lot of structural gymnastics and money. So, but actually that line.
It's just an opening into.
Yeah, and that's
fine.
I see why you've asked the question. That line should not be there.
That's okay.
Yeah, that line should not be there. It almost looks like it's closed off. Once you get to here, you would just flow right into there.
I could just see little kindergartners getting in there and the doors closed on both sides of them.
Yes, no, that's a good point. I don't know why that, I'm gonna blame it on the computer.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that line doesn't belong there.
Okay.
So, yeah, and these
Okay.
doors will just be held open.
That's fine.
So that they just flow right through there.
All good.
Yeah, it
Perfect,
looks
thank you.
great. I mean, it is tight right there.
I was like, is that close? Seeing it's trapped.
No, that's. And I believe that's it
Any
for
other
the
questions?
construction report.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of stuff.
Thank you.
We got a lot going on.
How about it?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Next is item C. Mr. Mark Woods, our CFO, presenting the annual finance report and our monthly financial reports.
Just a monthly.
Just the monthly.
Just
Oh,
the month.
sorry.
Had me worried there.
Oh, okay.
From a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. We'll mark it off. Monthly. I thought.
Good evening.
Phew.
I thought I'd forgotten something. We're going to start with bank reconciliation. As of September 30th, the district ended with a reconciled balance of $118,936,562.75. You can see, we talk about it, we're up, we got construction money, so you bond, you get your money up front, you spend it down as you go throughout the project. So that's kind of where we stand right now and why we're up as compared to this time last year. Of the reconciled balance, the district has $65,241,103.45 in investments. Those rates range from 2% to 5.1%.
We've got several of them that are maturing during this month. A few of them matured last week and into this week. We've got some CDs maturing next week. You should see all those rates coming up. The T-bills that matured last week, I was able to, we re-looked at that. We were able to reinvest those, and we've got one set at 3 months for 5.2 and the other at 4 months for 5.25. So we're doing really good structuring those, keeping our interest rates up on those and our returns really well. We'll keep monitoring that, and as long as we can ride that wave, we'll stay on it. Especially, with the construction funds, we have those, and we're earning ahead of what we're paying out. So we'll keep that for as long as we can and monitor our cash flow on those projects and keep them invested as long as we can, so we can earn more money for future projects just off of the interest. So some of the things we're doing with that right now. In addition, in your packet, you received a balance sheet and the revenue expense report as of September 30th. Everything seems to be on track where I expect it should be. We're getting ready to go into the season of getting our tax revenue checks in, so we'll probably do a little heavier investing when that first comes in, and we will have those mature along with our cash flow so that we can get some better earnings during that time as well. Any questions?
No questions? If no questions, if I can get a motion then to approve the monthly financial report as presented.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Burford. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Coyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thank
you
you
all.
very much.
Thank you.
Next is item 7B, to award the bid for renovation of former Kentucky Tech Phase 2. Did everybody get to review these? Because I'm getting ready to have to read off all of these bids. We're good? Okay. Then I need a motion to award the bids for the renovation at the former Kentucky Tech Center Phase 2 as follows. Award the general trades bid to Jostin Construction for the amount of $1,452,000. Award the aluminum windows bid to Central Kentucky Glass for the bid of $77,770. Award the gypsum board and ceiling bid to Grayhawk for the bid amount of $120,000. Award the resilient flooring bid to Carpet Decorators for the bid amount of $88,206. Award the polyurea flooring bid to Martina Brothers for the bid amount of $32,491. Award the quarry tiling bid to Carpet Decorators for the bid amount of $43,501. Award the painting bid to Conley Painting for the bid amount of $92,000. Award the food service bid to Great Lakes West LLC for the bid amount of $407,751. And award the fire suppression bid to Twin Lakes Fire Service for the bid amount of $275,715. Award the plumbing bid to CKSM for the bid amount of $475,000. And award the electrical bid to A&E Electrical Solutions for the bid amount of $790,308 as presented. Any questions? If not, can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Burford. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cobb. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is what Tony referenced, was to approve the schematic for the MKA renovation. Do we have any other questions on that? If not, if I can get a motion then to approve the schematic plan for the Madison Kindergarten Academy renovation.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Cobb. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Coyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is item 7D, to approve the acceptance of the Altria settlement agreement. Do you want to speak to this, Dr. Gillum?
Well, I'll be glad to. This is our settlement regarding the vaping and the jewel piece that we filed about a year ago. And this is the second piece of that. Apparently, at some point, Altria owned part of Jewel, so they had to compensate us for that portion, their portion of that settlement. So that's what this is. Any questions?
The documentation, we all have copies of that from the legal firms. If no further questions, then if I can get a motion to approve the Altria settlement agreement as presented.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Coyle. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Burford. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is item 7E, to approve the calendar committee. Do you want, we put together this calendar committee every single year.
It's part of the process. The process for establishing a school calendar is actually set in statute, partially in regulation. But throughout that process, it begins with the establishment of a calendar committee, which has to review. Then after the calendar committee reviews, they present that to the board. The board reviews it. Actually, I think the board has 2 readings on the calendar. They have, one, and then then there's an opportunity for feedback, and then a final piece is approved. And we like to get that calendar approved prior to January, realizing that a lot of our folks work out there. They get work schedules for the year that begin in January, and so they want to be able to take off or request days off on those days whenever spring breaks and fall breaks happen to occur. So we try to get that schedule for next school year in place by January the 1st.
Any questions? The members are Mike Reister, Donna Morris from MCEA, Kirsten Estep, Angela Gabbard, Joey Herbst, who's a parent, and Phyllis Adams, who's a community member. If no other questions, if I can get a motion then to approve the 2023-2024 calendar committee as presented.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Cobb. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Coyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is our agenda item number 8, and that's our superintendent's report with Dr. Gillum.
All right, well, thank you. So we are now quickly moving into October, and the first 9 weeks is underway and are under our belt. And I do appreciate all the effort that all of our teachers, all of our school staff, all of our students have given this so far this year to get us off to a great start. Congratulations to some of our athletic teams. The Madison Central girls soccer team won the 11th region championship, and the boys golf team there at Madison Central won state championship. That was back-to-back on them, so we're very proud of that. All of our fall sports are winding down. We do have a few folks, though, that are still competing either in regional or state competition. We wish them the best of luck. One group as well is our band, or our bands from both high schools. They're getting ready to enter the postseason competition there. And just over the next few weeks, they'll be in state competition, so we wish them the best of luck. Other items, Friday, September 15, I want to mention this one. Madison, it was Madison High Night. We talked about honoring Madison High. Madison High Night was September 15th out at Madison Central. I want to say thank you to that committee that puts all of those pieces on. We celebrate at the football game that night, but they also have a golf scramble and a brunch and a kind of a memorial night there at Madison Middle on Thursday night. So lots of exciting things built around that. That school is a very important part of our community, and a lot of the story of our community a lot of those pieces come from times at Madison High. So we want to make sure we recognize that and say thank you to those folks. As for me, a few things over the past month: participated in CKEC and KEDC co-op meetings on September the 20th, met with our Teacher Advisory Council on September 22nd, attended the KSS Superintendent Summit in Lexington on the 25th and 26th, participated in the SRN Superintendents Network last week. Tuesday of this week, spoke to the Kentucky Association of School Superintendents Aspiring Superintendents Program during the day, and then that afternoon, I met with our Aspiring Leaders Cadre here from Madison County. Good group there. We had several I think about 30 or so participated in that. We had great participation last year as well. Yesterday morning, met with legislators at CKEC. We did a legislative breakfast and hosted about 20 legislators from across the state to basically talk about state budget that they're going to be developing, and as well encouraging other ways that they can support public education. Yesterday afternoon, I got back from that, met with our Superintendent Team Task Force. That's always a great meeting. I always enjoy that. And that was our first meeting of the year with that group. And then lastly, I want to mention that October is Principal Appreciation Month, so I just want to give a shout out, I guess, to our principals and say how much we do appreciate you and how important that job and how tough that job of being a building principal is. Certainly It's a good thing to give them a month of appreciation, but we really ought to be appreciating those guys year-round. So that's my superintendent report.
Thank you very much.
Sure, that wore me out.
Yeah, I was thinking, man.
Next is comments from the board. I just want to say, I know this is not how you all want to spend your evening, but it makes me so happy to see all of you guys involved and wanting to become educators. And I don't mean to be blasé about this, but your career choice will impact these students for the rest of their lives. If they don't learn what you're teaching them, it will affect their lives. And so, you know, you always hear, the young of these days. No, look at what you all are doing. You all are getting ready to teach the leaders and our community, the future of our state. And I'm happy to see you. I hope that you all have a great experience in Madison County Schools. We love having you in the classrooms. We love having you as student teachers. And we would love to have you when you graduate, too. So, good to see you. And if you haven't got your thing signed, the guy back there, he'll take care
Just
of
wave
you.
your hand, stand in line, he'll get you.
There you go. There you go. So that we're just happy to see you. We're happy to have you in the classrooms, and y'all kill it. It's awesome. So,
Happy to have you.
anything
I know
else?
some of them could be coaches. And, I mean,
Principals, superintendents.
principals, bus drivers.
No.
They can do both. They can do both. We'll let them do it.
We need it all.
Anybody else? No. If not, then if I can get a motion to adjourn.
So move.
So moved by Ms. Burford, second by Ms. Cobb. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned.